Okay, guys, I'm back again. Let's see. You should see my video now. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear my voice, if you can see my video. Uh, it's saying everything is good, so I think I might be all right. Whew, man, this thing is frustrating. But hey, this is technology, man. This is the way we have to work with it. And let me. There, you guys should see me now. There's two people in the room. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and you can see me, or send me a message. No one? All right. My dear wife should be able to give me some feedback. I'm also going to check on my phone to see if it's okay. Let's see. No. I can. All right. Theodore, thanks for the feedback. Can you hear me?
Check one. I am about to go live. I'm making sure
All right.
these little bugs are.
All right. Good. SJ, you're coming across. Was that a yes? You can hear and see me? Okay. Okay. So, yeah, welcome to my first live. Listen, this thing can be frustrating, but it's exciting. I want to get much more personal with all of my subscribers. Um, this show is actually, my whole channel is called Ask an Older Man, right? And if I'm not responding to you, if I'm not talking to you directly and giving you answers to the questions that you guys are asking, then I shouldn't even name the channel Ask an Older Man. So this has definitely exploded a lot faster and a lot bigger than I expected it. But this tells me something very crucial, that there's a lot of men out there that need help. And the ladies, the 20% of the ladies who do follow the channel, a lot of you want answers. Yes, a lot of you don't like my tone, but welcome to the manosphere. Welcome to a man's world. This is the way we communicate. A lot of women just don't get how men communicate, because men don't communicate like men don't communicate with women like we communicate with men. And guys, you can say exactly what I'm saying in the chat if you agree with me. Okay. I mean, I have these conversations with my wife, and I know sometimes she can't believe that men have been lying to her all her life. Isn't that true, dear? She's in the other room. So listen, let's not get too bogged down in those type of details, though. Today we want to stick to the subject. I'm going to have sort of a monologue first. I basically want to point out a few things that's vital to the subject that we're going to be discussing today, which is, what else besides money do men bring to a relationship? This always seems to be a big issue that I find with a lot of women. When I listen to these conversations online, all I hear from the women is, well, he needs to make more money than me. I need a man. I need a high value man, which basically means to women, I need him to make more money. I need him to make a lot of money. But the serious question is money the most important thing that men bring to relationships? And I would argue, no, it's not the most important thing. As long as he's surviving, as long as he's contributing something, and you, the lady, is not providing for him, what else do you need? But for some reason these days, women want men to provide a lifestyle for them. Women want men to be able to provide a lifestyle that they weren't even accustomed to, or they can't even provide on their own. But they want the man to provide that lifestyle. And I'm saying to women, if you are now an equal earner, and we're now entering that stage of this whole movement where women are actually earning more than men, you got to realize that the ball game is going to shift. You can't expect to have this boss babe, boss bee mentality and still want a man to provide more. Because you got to understand that most men who make more than women don't want a boss bitch, don't want that boss woman that you all want to be. And in reality, most of you ladies just have a job. Most of you are just working for someone else. You got your degrees, but you're working for someone else. Most of you. And the minority, the very few of you ladies who've started your own business, who have become the boss, making, high six figures. Most men that are making more than you usually don't want women like that. But let's go back. I always want to talk about and talk to the average person, the 80%, okay, or even the 70%. What I mean by the 70%, there's what I call the top 20%. These are the people that are making high six figures. And what I mean high, I'm going to go by American standards, because that is sort of the yardstick. That is what we measure. We tend to measure Western wealth by. If I was to measure it by Cayman Island standards, where the cost of living is the second highest in the world, that's a whole other story. The cost of living in Cayman is so high that Americans' high value man, anywhere in the $200,000 to $300,000 range, that is what you would call anywhere between 8 to 10% guy. That is probably a 20% guy in the Cayman Islands. Just giving you a hypothetical example. But the idea is, if a woman wants that type of man, you've got to ask, what does that man want from a woman? And most of the time, he don't want another bald woman to come home to have a clash and competition with. He wants a woman who's the complete opposite. Sweet, calm, so on. Let's talk about the average people, because most of us are just in that average range. To 50,000, 40 to 60. The lowest 10%, they're a waste there. The lowest 10%, they're a waste there. It's not even worth talking about these individuals. I'm talking about the individual between 20% earner to your 70%. To your 70%. That average, that's in the middle. The man who earns anywhere between $40,000 and $50,000 a year, this is your average guy. That is average. What else does that man bring to a relationship? And I'm going to go through what I've discovered doing my research. And when I say my research, I actually spoke to all the women in my neighborhood. I've basically sat down. They don't want to be on camera. These are not those type of women. But I just asked a simple question. What else does your husband bring to a relationship other than money? Which is pretty much a lot of families. And a lot of people have, meaning there's a lot of married couples in the neighborhood. So First, man brings discipline. Male discipline is absolutely necessary in the home. Male discipline is absolutely necessary in the home. Female discipline is. You remember the days when you were growing up? For those of you that grew up with a father, what is it that your mother always told you when you did something wrong? Wait till your father get home. He'll deal with you. That's a different type of discipline that you know you're going to get when your father gets home. Those were always words of fear. Oh, Christ. I mean, I feared it. Wait till your father get home. I used to go to a Catholic school, just giving you a little story, right? I used to get in trouble at school, right? I'm talking primary school. I used to get whipping back. These were back in the days when the Catholic school nuns would whip your ass with a little thin cane, either on your hand, on your butt. If it was a light offense, you'd get it in the palms of your hand. If it was more severe, you'd get it across your rump, okay? Or your ass for Americans. But the punishment didn't stop there, because when they told my father what I had done at the end of the day, oh, then my ass was that's when the real punishment came. So there was always this crazy fear for when my father was involved with my discipline. So male discipline is completely different from female discipline. A mother is always the one who consoles, who nurtures. That is her natural state. If she has to come out of that natural state, that is stressful for most women. So that's why it's important, and that's what men bring to a relationship. All right? I start with discipline. And that pulls me into another issue. A man's job, and I'm talking to you men right now, your job is to keep your daughters off the pole. Growing up, that was what we dealt with. Keep your daughters off the pole. Keep them out of strip clubs. That's not the way they should be making their money. Okay? Of course, in today's day and age, your job, keep them out of OnlyFans. All right? Keep them off of OnlyFans. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. For your sons, your job is to keep him off the streets. You don't want him on the streets with those boys who are going to convince him that, yeah, man, you just sell a few sticks of weed here, drop off a little key here, we throw a little $5,000 at you. What can you do with $5,000, man? The thought of my father whipping my ass, and yeah, that's what we did in the old days, punishing me, I wouldn't even look at that stuff. Listen, man, I grew up in the Caribbean. I never even had my first puff of weed till around 34, 35. That's how severe my father's discipline was. 34, 35, that's when I had my first hit of weed. Okay? The rest of my friends, 16, 17, 18, those guys are passing it around. You think I could even think of that? Oh, the hell no. That's what a father brings to the home. That's the type of discipline that keeps kids in check. Okay? Now, watching the home. I live in a neighborhood where there's more security guards around here, and it's not even necessary, right? I live in a gated community. Yet every single night before I go to bed, man, I got to make sure the windows and the doors are locked. It's instinctive. I cannot sleep without that. My wife told me when I asked her what else I bring to the home besides money, she said she liked the feeling of being protected. She liked to put her head down on the pillow knowing that, hey, he got that. And I make sure. And she knows if we live on 2 levels, and if I say, hey, she came up last, and I said, did you lock the doors? And she says, yeah. Even when she says, yeah, I have to go back downstairs, check. That's the kind of protection that men provide. Okay. This one is always an issue because women just tend to not understand it as much. But critical thinking, men tend to think differently than women. Women are more emotional thinkers, men are more critical thinkers. We all know that. But this balance between the two thinkers is crucial for the balance in your kids as well. Because when the kids get a sort of a taste from both parents, they grow up with a much broader and much more well-rounded understanding of life. They got to be able to get in touch with their emotional side and also have that sort of critical thinking so that they can feel that they can navigate the world a lot better. That's why it's important to have a man in the home. Okay. Relationship dynamics between couples. You see, when there's a man in the house, relationship skills are always observed by the kids. If there's only a mother and she never brings a man in the house, how is it that a kid is going to learn how both sexes interact? Unless it's from school and watching movies and watching other people. In other words, your kids are being influenced by an outside force. You have no control over that. But when you have a man in the house and both of you are interacting on a deep level, it's crucial that the kids understand that, hey, that's a dynamic that's not in the public, but in the private. You know, my wife and I, we hold hands in bed. We're affectionate. We talk to each other with respect, but we also lose our tempers with each other. So the kids, and we make up. So the kids see these dynamics, these real dynamics, this real interaction between people. So when they grow up now and get involved with relationships, hey, same thing. They can apply those. Now you might ask, hey, what happens if the parents are always arguing? Of course, that's not good for the kids. But you shouldn't argue like that in front of. That's not good for the kids. But you shouldn't argue like that in front of your kids. Once you have kids, there is a certain responsibility that both parent must observe and understand that that's not what we want to teach our kids. Both of you are responsible for that. Otherwise, you're just bad parents. Simple. But it's important that when a man is in the house, those dynamics are there. Okay? Now, let's see who's protection problem. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to get to the questions as soon as I finish this monologue. This is an important one. Consoling when one parent scolds. So here's this dynamic that always occurs when you have kids. So I scold the kids, my girls, if I'm harsh with them and they're upset. It's nice when they can go to their mother and mommy, give them a hug and say, hey, it's okay. But there was a reason why daddy did what he did. So there is a nurturing, but also a reinforcement of why they got punished. This is vital because the child not only gets to not feel so traumatized by the father or by whoever scolded them, but they get a bit of consoling, but also reinforcing why they got punished. That's vital. So they learn the lesson with a lot more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? They get a cushioning, softening of the blow, but the message is still reinforced that what they did wasn't correct. Okay? So that consoling is important. And it can only be done when you have two parents in the home. Now, all of these things I've said to you were all about the child, all about the family unit. Now, here's where it's all comes down to the benefit of the woman. The benefit of the woman. Because that's always what you women are thinking about. What benefit is this man to me? Yeah, you guys can say, no, he has to be there for the family. No. Women have that selfish streak where they want to know what is in it for me. So, let me point it out to you, ladies. Here we go. Now, a man allows you freedom. Freedom. This is also, I can also reinforce this, and I can also say it's time. He provides you with time. Now, I'll give you a little example. What is the most important thing about all of us? What is vital? One, it's your health, right? Because I don't care how much money you're making, you're the boss, if you are unhealthy, you're finished. That's it. You're done. Your brain has nowhere else to go than to constantly think about your health. Am I right? Yeah. Because I know. The day that you are unhealthy, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. If your health is off, you are finished. Look at Apple CEO that passed away from cancer. Steve Jobs. Thanks, love. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs died a billionaire. Billionaire. And he said, listen, in the end, I wish I had my health. So, a man staying with the kids, like, for example, my wife and I, every other day, I go to the gym, I take care of my body. We've been doing this for years and years. I go to the gym, she takes the kids to the school. She comes home, she makes a nice healthy breakfast, she goes to work. No stress. When she goes to the gym, I take the kids to the school. She gets to take care of her body. She stays healthy, she looks good, she feels good, she goes to work happy. Okay? No stress. The next day, I go to the gym, she stays home, take the kids to school. Did I say that already? Which one did I say? My brain's going nuts. But here's the thing. We exchange days. If she didn't have me in the house, right? If she didn't have me living and taking care of the kids and taking the kids to school on the days that she wants to go to the gym, she wouldn't be able to take care of her health. Health is vital. If I was living out of the house as a baby daddy somewhere else, the mother don't have that choice. She gets fat. She can't find another man. She's out of shape. Should I say more? You get my point. Okay. Allows a woman to deal with her education. All right. So I got to refer back to my wife. She wanted to go and do her master's. That requires a hell of a lot of brain power and a hell of a lot of time for studying. I was there. Make sure kids don't have to get involved with her too much. Okay? And make sure that she gets her study time in, distract the kids, keep them away. You know, it's just a constant reinforcement so that she don't have to deal with the stress of taking care of kids. She gets to educate herself. She now elevates herself to the next level. But guess what? My wife is smart enough and appreciative enough and definitely disciplined enough to know that, hey, hypergamy? No. My husband was there, me through, helping me out. I don't desert him when I have now become more educated than he is. Okay? This is how couples live. But if I wasn't there, that wouldn't happen. That's what man provides. Time. Time to keep your health going, time for you to keep your brain going, and this then moves into your workplace. You know how many times a woman has to work overtime? She's trying to push into her career. These are the career woman we're talking about. But you know what? To get up higher, she's trying to push into her career. These are the career woman we're talking about. But you know what? To get up higher in your career, you got to work late hours. You got to go beyond what beyond what your job requirements are. You need to push to the next level. That requires you to either be traveling for the company, if you're a high-powered corporate person, working late hours. If you have kids, who do you think got to take care of those if you don't have a man in the house? Oh, you got to pay money for childcare. You're not making the money yet because you haven't gotten the promotions yet. So now you're going to spend money on childcare. You know how expensive that is? Because after hours childcare is expensive. The man provides that. That husband is there. And if both of you are working, like most normal people these days, most average people, both couples are working, you split the time. Scenario number 2, one of the kids gets sick. They're out of school. Who has to stay home with the child if the child is sick? Oh, no, the woman's going to do that. The wife's going to do that. Hey, it can be split. Let me make sure that we're still good. That time can be split. So instead of a woman taking 4 days out of her work, out of her vacation pay, she takes 2, husband takes 2, split the time home with the child till the child recovers. You know, child needs to go to the doctor. You need to leave work to take him. Oh, one of you can do it. If it has to be done multiple times, splitting that responsibility, splitting time, not putting that stress on your work, on your profession. That's what a man brings to the relationship. Am I making myself clear now, guys? Especially you ladies, you've got to understand the value of a man. Okay, don't have to be a man. You can shack up with one of your friends. You can shack up with one of your female friends. But guess what? No one takes care of a child like the person who is part of their DNA. No one. No one wants to really take care of another person's child. They have no dog in the fight. There's nothing there for them. But that father, he will do it. That mother, she will do it. Understand the difference. Okay. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, I mean, you got stuff like parents and teachers meetings, after school activities. Once you throw a child in the mix, man, I mean, I'm telling you, if you don't have double parenting, if you don't have dual parents, It's a nightmare. You know how much times I have to drive the kids to after school activities. My wife's working late. She can't make it on time to drive them there. We split the time. We have two kids. Sometimes one has to go at a different time. So it's just a constant battle when you have to shuffle your kids all over. Yeah, sure, you can get an Uber, but that's going to cost you again. When you add up all of those costs over time, then you realize, hey, you know what? That man is only bringing in 50,000, but the amount of expenses for him to be there, that adds up to a hell of a lot more money over the time that he's there. Understand that. And so now we can get into the whole companionship part of it. There's nothing more important than companionship from someone that you care about. Okay? There's nothing more there's nothing more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a feeling you get of, hey, I'm not feeling that good today. I can just reach over and say, hey, honey, I'm not feeling it today, Can you rub my foot? Can you just rub my back? Can you guys go down and get me some soup? Can you make me a cup of tea? That feeling that I could just moan for a little bit, just let go, and this person gonna do it. A couple of months, about 6 months, my wife had COVID. Even though she didn't have any symptoms, I had to make breakfast every single morning. Made sure I learned exactly how she wanted it done so that I could bring her breakfast, because she's one picky woman, man. Yes, I know you're listening, right? But the point is that she had me there. Okay, I was there. These are the things that women do not realize the need from a man until there's no man there. So ladies, all I'm saying, and I'm going to wrap up this monologue, and if you guys got questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Money is important for you to survive and try to save enough of it to get to the end of your life. But what's more important and much more vital is having another body and another companion there to help you through your life, everyday life. That is the vital part of why it's important to have another man. I'm not even going to start talking about sharing of the expenses, because that's just stuff that dealing with money. The fact that you're sharing and splitting the expenses is so important. I wish more women would invest the money that they saved, which is something that you should be doing, because if you're paying 50% of the rent, or no rent at all, or no mortgage payment, the money that you're making, that big money, that should be going into an investment, not the Gucci bags and the Louis Vuittons and the Mercedes Benz and all this other crap. That should be invested into the long-term plan. Buying more real estate, buying something that has a value. But that's what a man will teach you to do, because women are not investors. And I'm talking about your average woman. I'm not talking about your corporate individuals who know this stuff. I'm talking about your average woman. Women live for today. Men, we live for tomorrow. All right. So I hope I got through to you all. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, so that when you look forward and when you look for a partner, you're looking for a man that could provide these things. You're not looking for a man to just throw it down and blow out your back. I don't care how that starts. Eventually, over time, that gets old. You're looking for a man who can be there for the long haul and provide all of those things I just suggested to you. Okay? All right. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Let me read a few. Let's see. Theodore, we also bring protection, problem solving, and, well, procreation, of course. Good work for the new generation. Thank you very much. Bring true intimacy and trust, which is so valuable. Yeah. I mean, in reality, gentlemen, you guys got to be able to develop trust in a woman. I mean, you got to earn her trust. That's a much better way for me to say it. You know, a woman has to trust you in order for her to make that decision that she wants you to share her life. But based on all of the information I've seen online and in my personal life, women are still way too focused on how much a man makes. They are picking men like they are just a wallet. And that's why men are going their own way. That's why a lot of men are saying, no, I am much more valuable than that. And I'm hoping that you guys can share this video to other women so that they can see what other values men bring to relationships. And they can make the right decisions based on, this is a good man versus this is a hot man that's going to blow my back out, but long term, all I'm going to get from this is a lot of trauma, emotional scars, and he's not going to be there for me in the long run. Unfortunately, it is the focus, boring guys that you're going to get the best long-term results from, ladies. Yeah. He might make you wet at first, but that will come when you see what else he brings to the table. Because there's nothing more warm and fuzzy than a guy that you feel secure with. You know it. You know it. I don't have to tell you that. Okay, guys, I don't want to drag this out too much. How long have we gone? I don't know. It doesn't say, does it? I'm going to get better at this streaming thing, but I don't see any great questions. Most of you guys are commenting, but no questions. So no worries. Listen, it was, and it continues to be an awesome journey with me on this channel. I'm hoping to really push it and grow it. But look forward to me actually having a place where you can call me and have direct conversations with me. I'm trying to develop that. I have my other job, which brings the money. This doesn't bring me any money, so I got to basically make sure that I cover both bases, right? So, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for listening in. Give me some thumbs up and yeah, help me with the algorithm so that we could keep pushing this message. Cool. I'm here to help men. If ladies and get some great advice as well, you're perfectly welcome. But I want to be male focused. All right? Cool. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, before you go, I should say, I'm going to try to do this every Sunday. I'm going to see how many people actually respond to this. I might have to change the day, but as of right now, I'm going to try to do this every Sunday. Most of my followers are in the US, so this is the best time I can find where it's early in the morning on a Sunday. You can listen to this and get some good information. All right, cool. See you guys in the next one. Cheers.